I am Mike.
And I'm Maggie, and welcome to the M&M Debrief, the podcast where Mike and Maggie discuss the top stories in politics and sports and try to make sense of the headlines. Mike, do we have any follow-ups?
The only follow up I have today is regarding Turkey or Turkey.
Turkiye.
Turkiye. It's been
Turkiye?
renamed. They're in our
Yes.
group in the World Cup, so I should know their name. But somewhere along the way, maybe in the last year or so, they renamed themselves because they were probably tired of us making fun of them because their name is Turkey.
At
It's
Thanksgiving, you saying?
Turkiye. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, the Turks, I'll call them, for in honor of Sollozzo in The Godfather.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I am just seeing more noise or hearing more noise about Turkish expansion and Turkey is firing up their plans. You know, Israel has the Greater Israel Project. It sounds like Turkey has the Greater Turkey Project, and they're the final remnants of the Ottoman Empire. And I'm just seeing more stories about Turkey getting involved with this whole war
Hmm.
and get tired of Israel's antics. So I don't know if anything's about to happen, but I'm gonna pull it. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see Turkey get more involved, but maybe Egypt as well. But don't be surprised if you get Turkey more
Hmm.
involved. They're getting more tuned into the NATO infrastructure,
Hmm.
and they're gonna. It sounds like I think they're gonna get a little more active. So, but no predictions, but don't be surprised.
Okey-doke. All right. So we're on to the saga of we were calling it Iran war, Iran ceasefire. What is it today, Mike?
The a memorandum of misunderstanding. How about that?
The letter of
Uh,
intent, the MOU. Okay.
the letter of intent. Yeah, which for a hot minute there, a lot of people thought that there might have been a signing here and there. Oil in the futures market is getting down under 80 now, I believe. But guess what? Israel wasn't having it, and they decided to keep going into Lebanon. If you read through the 14 points of the memorandum of understanding, I think it looks like Lebanon is mentioned in there three times. And I think in the very first point, it was like all cessation of all fighting, including Lebanon. They specifically pointed out Lebanon. And this was we were only America and Iran were signing this, so Israel wasn't signing it, and Israel is obviously the one going into Lebanon, and they just weren't having it. So it got signed electronically with Trump, and it wasn't Khomeini who signed it on the Iranian side; it was the president. I missed his name. And it took a hot minute there for Israel to go, sorry, we're not buying this, and we're gonna keep going into Lebanon. And they didn't buy it, and they went back into Lebanon.
So you're saying we signed a contract, a letter of intent, MOU, stating that a third party who we don't actually have control over was going to
Mm,
do something. And
mm.
surprise, surprise, they said, no, we're not signing this. We're not even a signatory. We're not even involved. We're going to continue to do whatever the heck we want. And we're surprised that this fell apart,
He's-
this MOU slash
mm.
whatever it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not a letter of intent, that's for sure. The memorandum of understanding is. You're starting to sound like what's the guy from the Paper Chase, Professor Kingsfield? You going contract law on me here?
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
We were actually attesting that a foreign country, Israel, was
Uh-huh.
going to do something or stop
Mhm.
doing something, which we could never have promised. We should never have promised.
You should have gone to law school, honey. I'm telling you. Yeah, yeah.
I've lost my mind.
Two parties signed a contract,
Or 3 parties. Yeah.
with forces a third party to act accordingly. Right? Yeah. There was
And who
a
wrote up
recipe for
this
success
understanding,
there.
honey? Who wrote up this memo of understanding? It was obviously our top legal brass, right? The national security or
Yeah,
something?
was that
Oh,
was
no,
that big
no, it was the president's son-in-law. That's right,
was
president's
that Big
son-in-law.
Balls from the Doge team that wrote that up, or was it Elon Musk, or, did they,
Yeah,
ChatGPT write this up or whatever? But,
right.
yes, so, yeah, I've said numerous times that, Israel is, the opening is there. Israel is gonna go balls to the wall until either they have more of Lebanon, they have Iran destroyed, or they are destroyed. Yeah, so,
It's just not
you can see this coming a mile away. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna have any faith in any sort of agreement until Israel is on board with that, and exactly how we are going to do that, considering the catastrophic economic issues that are gonna be hitting us here in the next 4 weeks or so.
Mm,
And Israel doesn't give a shit about us anymore. They've used us, they've abused us, they got what they want out of us, and, they're gonna try to get whatever they can get. And,
well well, Bibi is going to continue to advocate for his survival, which
mhm,
means he has to continue to be at war
mhm.
because that's the only reason why he's not, in
Yeah.
prison right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got the neocons have been keeping us in perpetual war forever, but it's like 10 times worse in Israel since they're actually surrounded. We're sitting here by ourselves and we go on these foreign wars, but they're actually surrounded, by choice. They're the ones who decided to go in there and take Palestine, and they're surrounded by their enemies, so they are with 10 times worse at war all the time. And the only thing that will help them is that they have more land and more buffer and all that. So yeah, I mean, considering the size of Papua New Guinea, I guess, at 9 million people, they got to try to expand. So
Mhm.
they think it's their God given land there, and when God is on your side, who can be against? When God is with us, who can be against us? Right? Who I don't know who said that, but.
Mm,
So anyway, it took a hot minute, and now the Strait of Hormuz was about to be open, and now it's back to being closed. And America, I think, is starting to make noise about hitting infrastructure targets. Which
mhm,
if you just when you're trying to figure out should I be worried about this, that when they start to going after civilian targets, that's the problem. Because that would cause them to re-entrench, closing the Strait of Hormuz. And that is going to have direct effects on our oil supply once we run out of our strategic reserves. And then we got way less fertilizer, we got way less oil, we got way less diesel, etc. That is going to, the longer that stays closed, the more likely we're going to
mhm.
have a
Yeah,
catastrophic effect on our. We got plenty of solar, we got plenty of wind, but we still need plenty of oil to keep going here.
well,
So then once they hit the infrastructures,
by
then
design.
Iran will most likely respond in kind, and it's just a matter of time before they go after the desalinization plants. Which, for those of you out there who are fans of Israel, that's a death sentence. Or if you're a fan of Saudi Arabia, if you're Arab, if you're Saudi or Omani or whatever, that's a death sentence going after the desalinization plants. And I don't think Iran will be shy anymore about that. So.
Mhm.
Well, let's see. It's kind of weird. We're trying to get everything secondhand. We have someone with dementia leading our country who's kind of addled. I don't know if you've seen him at the G7, but
Was
uh,
he sleeping again?
no. I was gonna put this under foreign, but yeah, Macron of France was basically leading him around like an elderly man.
Oh my god.
I mean, he looks if you just look at him, he kinda looks normal because they put a bunch of makeup on him, and he still looks okay, but you see him, watch him walking, he can't walk a straight line, which is an indication of dementia. You watch him walk off the planes, you watch him and people are, leading him around on stage, like, "Here, Mr. President, come this way," and it just he physically looks kinda okay, but the way he kinda acts, he's not quite
Mhm.
drooping, but he's kinda being led around and stuff.
Right.
So, uh, yeah. So anyway, it's fired up. and we're back. Game on. What is it? What I don't know if those of you out there who played sports, I had to play sports in the streets, when I was a kid, and, a car comes down the street, it's like, "Game off." Everybody leaves and goes to the side, the car goes through, "Game on." We're back on. So it's game on. So,
Wow. So
uh,
so do you think seriously, what's gonna be next? I mean,
I don't
is
think
it
any
really over, number 1? Is it really over? Or is it a zombie? It's gonna rise
not
back to life?
uh, I don't think anything will change until we in America or the people in Israel have a catastrophic, shocking event. So
'Cause
a lot
something
of
has to break,
right,
isn't it?
something's gotta break.
Yeah.
Not as many people are paying attention to this as you would think. You and I kinda live and breathe it, and because 'cause we're into it and we have this podcast, but you'd be surprised how many people just don't care. So to get their attention,
Mm.
it's gotta be something, I don't know, I know I keep using the word catastrophic, shocking or,
Significant
significant
that
or,
gets their
whatever.
attention, and then
Double
they
gas
go
prices,
and
gas
then they go, "What happened?
shortages,
Why did this happen?"
like, "Well,
Yeah.
how the hell did this happen? I gotta wait, 3 hours to get my truck filled up, and what the
Mm.
hell happened?" I go, "Well, let me tell you what happened."
Well,
So
true. I mean, the OPEC oil crisis in the '70s was catastrophic in that you had people having to line up
mhm,
for hours to get gas, and
mhm,
the gas might run out, and you were
mhm,
SOL, and, so it would be something like that, which will really get people's attention,
mhm,
is what
yep,
you're saying, and that's probably the
as,
most likely thing given our reserves are down so much, right?
yep, yep. So, I don't know if it's a black swan, but there'll be some sort of, like a 10% drop in the stock market, something like that. Exactly what series of events it's referred to as the black swan, where you can't quite see it coming. The exact series of events, you can't quite see it.
Mhm.
The black swan. There's a whole book about that. So,
Yeah.
one other thing
Okay.
I wanted to at least bring up is JD Vance is starting to pipe up on some things. He's kind of. I'm pretty sure Trump's trying to put the collar on him for this whole mess, which is stupid. But
Well, he really can't for Biden, right? And he's
yeah,
already blamed Obama already, but Obama's gone too long.
yeah, he's gonna need somebody to blame.
He's not gonna
So
blame his son-in-law, he's not gonna blame
it's
his
either
buddy.
Vance or Hegseth. So.
Yeah.
And, Seth is such a sycophant that and JD Vance actually starting to show some signs of humanity and some life, so
He actually was the one that was against it, right?
yeah, and then by all accounts, he was against it at the beginning. He's starting to, talk tough with Israel. That'll probably get him killed or something, and maybe not killed, but, that'll get
Well,
him knocked down.
yeah, no, and so in the short term, he could be either kicked out or blamed, but
Mm,
believe you me, in 2028, that'll stand to him if it does happen.
right, I mean, he's not,
He's the anti-Trump.
I got issues with him, but he ain't stupid, and he's kinda thinking ahead, and his people are probably
Yeah.
telling him, "Mr. Vice President, you gotta think ahead here." Same thing, that's Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Mhm.
you gotta think ahead a little bit here, and, Donald Trump just turned 80 years old, and he's, he
Will
you
he
know
live out his term, you know? If
Yeah,
he's as
there
bad as what you're describing,
mhm.
natural.
Yeah, there's definitely signs of trouble there. I mean, he kinda he's still got the orange pancake makeup on and stuff. He still looks about the same,
Mm,
but, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
The war's back on. I'm just worried about the World Cup, so, America made the final 32, so that's good, so,
Hey.
mm. Yay,
Uh-huh.
alrighty,
Yay.
we'll see. A few more days here, we'll be able to find out if
Mhm.
there's any change here, and what they actually try to start bombing. That's what you want to look
Mhm.
at. Are they just dropping bombs willy nilly, or are they going after strategic targets
Yeah.
that are bad? So,
Okay.
all right, wait, what else we got here?
Domestic.
Yeah. Have you heard about this Cornell student, Austin Franco?
I have not.
Uh, well, he's a pretty obviously you're sharp. You're going to Cornell. And there's a couple of guys who run a some sort of online business, and these guys are Jewish, so that's a key part of it. And he's looking for a summer internship, and he basically turned him down in a private text message, and he said, "I just don't want to work for a Jew." And
Oh
so
my gosh.
yeah, so and this is a private message, and the guy and they were hounding him, and apparently this Franco kid just has had some bad experiences through his family or something, and he said, "Yeah, I just don't want to work for a Jew." And so this guy put this out on Twitter, but he blurred everything out, the guy's name, and then John is it John Lonsdale, one of the founders of Palantir, who
Mm.
are they're big Zionists, and they're Israeli, they're Jewish and they're Zionists, and so he said to the business guy, "Hey, show this kid's name here. Let's get him." And sure enough, the guy's name got out, and now like the entire media infrastructure is going after this guy. And so on one hand, I'm thinking, well, you should be able to work forever you want. We're in the age of free speech,
Mhm.
which even if it's in bad taste,
Mhm.
but yet, oh, guess what? As soon as the Jewish community finds out that you don't do that, you get totally creamed. You get like Alex Korn from uh, from Palantir. This is like one of the richest guys in the planet. This Lonsdale is also as rich as hell, and all newspapers and stuff are going after this guy, trying to out him and dox him, go after his family and stuff,
Oh my
and
god. Well,
so.
yeah, he's anti-Semitic,
Mhm,
obviously, which is not
mhm.
good, but I clearly this is overkill. This is
Right,
going
right,
beyond
right.
what's appropriate in
Mm,
handling someone who says something
right,
that was anti-Semitic. Yeah.
right. So you're going to show the whole world, hey, we're gonna prove to the world that we're not assholes by being assholes, you know. So,
Yeah.
and
We're
if
gonna take o
the
yeah.
guy's anti-Semitic, then just don't hire him and
Guess
move
what? He's
on.
not gonna love Jewish people now.
Yeah. Now you think this is gonna make him love Jewish people?
And how about
Hmm.
everybody else now who's listening to this story, seeing how I'm sorry, they're get mad.
Mm.
I have friends who are Jewish who I love. They are wonderful people. But this is what's going to give Jewish people a bad name. You're living up to all those hideous tropes
The tropes
where
and
you're
stuff,
gonna
right?
take your money and your power and you're gonna go after people.
Yeah, some kid who,
Some student,
if he's a
idiot,
jerk,
idiot
just
student, albeit,
yeah,
you know.
just don't hire him,
Yeah.
and move on. But no, you gotta take it to the next level, trying to ruin
It's
the
like
kid's life.
right. It's almost like it's transference. You
Mhm,
know, they're if that's the right term,
mhm.
where they're actually taking their current experience and what they would really like to do is do this to Trump right now, maybe. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
kinda over
I
yeah.
don't know.
That's just a shame.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan of the kid, but, he's 19, and, we were all 19 at one point, so
We all said stupid shit. I
we
mean,
all mhm,
yeah, he shouldn't have said it, he shouldn't be thinking it, but him being an idiot and asshole does not
yeah,
justify this
yeah.
entire
I
abuse.
mean, we're supposed to be in the age of free speech, right? You got people on the right who are saying all kinds of vile stuff. Have you ever watched Nick Fuentes? And,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden the one guy
Right.
who,
Go after the big guys. Why are you picking
yeah,
on an 18-year-old? Go
yeah,
after Nick Fuentes.
yeah, yeah. If you wanna go, yeah, yeah, really. So, yep. All right. Anyway, at the UFC 250 fight, apparently there was a plot to do some attacking here. You got a handful of guys who are going to use some drones and explosives and try to distract everybody and set up some sniper positions. Most of social media thinks it's a false flag by. Well, I'm sorry to
Mhm.
sorry to keep talking about the Israelis, but they think there might have been a false flag. These guys were turned in by one of their mothers turned them in actually. So
Wow.
On the surface, I'll just go with, that it was a normal plot and they got foiled, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just saying my point is that normally the conspiracies take a while to get going, and now it's just immediate. Everybody's like, "Oh,
Immediately, people, yeah,
th
go to
this is a this is a
conspiracy.
this is a false flag, forget about it, it's bullshit," and then normally it takes a few months or a year to kinda get going with the conspiracy, and
Mhm.
now everybody's like, "Forget it, the false flag, the Israelis did it, or the
It's the
FBI, it's
Israelis.
fake," or whatever, yes,
Yeah.
or the FBI, Cash Patel's doing it for Trump, yada, yada, whatever. Alright, anyway, but they caught him, nobody got killed,
Alright.
so I got another sports thing. I'm moving the sports section into domestic here.
Okay.
For those of you that are basketball fans, the New York Knickerbockers won the NBA title, first time in 53 years.
Woo!
53 years, right? So
Yeah.
Maggie was born in New York, so she's kind of happy, I guess. Side note, on that 1973 New York Knicks team was one fellow named Phil Jackson,
Oh,
who ended up being a Hall of Fame coach, like 11-time NBA champion as a coach, 6 times with the Chicago Bulls, and
there you go.
so anyway, Phil Jackson was on that team. But anyway, so the New York is it's the one thing that seems to unite most people in is the winning of the NBA championship, and you've got basketball players dancing with Hasidic Jews in the street. Everybody's happy. The
I saw
parade
that.
was nuts. It was for about 2 seconds. I kind of wished I was a New York Knicks fan, and then I came back to reality.
Mm.
And then, but during and the mayor was part of the parade. He was on the bus with these guys, and Mamdani made this awesome speech, very
Aw.
inspirational and fun. He's a big Knicks fan, and he went through all the history of all the players. And it was very energetic and awesome. It was a great speech.
Oh.
And then the owner of the Knicks, a guy named James Dolan, who's this asshole nepo baby who inherited his money, and he's the owner of the Knicks, who's a complete dirtbag for a human being, gets up there and he's very dour and depressing and angry,
Oh.
and
Why?
because he's an asshole, and
Good
he
lord.
doesn't like Mamdani's a socialist or progressive rather, and he's a Muslim, and this short little troll of an asshole just being a jerk, and
Oh.
just the juxtaposition of one of the energetic happiness, and then the owner just being
Just brought it all
dour
down.
and brought it all down as a bummer.
Aw.
Congratulations to the Knicks. I wish the Bulls were good again.
Yeah.
That would be great. But
So the, Mamdani speech, that's on YouTube, do you think?
yes, it is absolutely.
Okay.
If you want some, I don't know if you Knicks fans out there, you basketball fans, it's very energetic.
Well, I think anybody would.
Mhm.
I think everybody's in the mood for an inspiring,
Yeah,
uplifting
it's
speech.
I'm a fan of the Chicago Cubs, and I know it was very cathartic for me when the Cubs won the World Series, and
Yeah.
I was crying actually and stuff, and so Knicks fans are happy. So.
Cool. Good for them.
Um, And, let's see. I have 3 sports things here. So we got the World Cup going on, various, drama. United States has made it through to the final 32, which is called the knockout phase.
Mm.
I wanted to bring up that the Australian fans, we just beat Australia today a couple hours ago. They are an example of one of the fan bases that aren't taking any crap, and soccer fans, European or non-American soccer fans, they like to have chants for their teams and stuff, and they make them up, and they're pretty creative. And the Australians have a new one that they're going to yell in America while their team is playing, and it goes, "Aussie boys are on a bender. Donald Trump is a sex offender." So yeah,
Oh,
shout out to the Australians. I'm sorry we beat you today. I hope you can make it through to the Final Four just for that chant.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
So I think
Good for them.
The English are also they're using the C word in their chant when it comes to Trump. So they ain't taking shit here. So
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Good.
Let me see. Oh, we got a couple of regular. Yeah. So Donald Trump himself said that we have 4 weeks left in our strategic petroleum reserve. I think, that should have been a follow-up. I think I'd done some bad math in the last episode, but Donald Trump himself said that we have 4 weeks left of the strategic petroleum reserve. They're pulling that to artificially keep gas prices low. So, we'll see. But
Okay.
and then apparently the reflecting pool in Washington, which normally would be a minor annoyance, but of course, anything Trump touches turns to shit. There's more disaster. They dyed it blue, which creates more heat, and then it creates more algae, and then it went back to being green. They're throwing hydrogen peroxide in there. It's a big effing mess. And it's just another symbol of the stupidity, of what's
Yeah,
going on,
incompetency and the waste and the
and co
money. How much did it
yeah,
cost, you know?
mm,
And he
mm,
hires his neighbor in Mar-a-Lago on a whim to come up and fix it.
yeah.
And,
You know,
just
just the lack of reverence for, you're doing a UFC weigh-in in front of the Lincoln Memorial. I mean, Abraham fucking Lincoln is standing there, and they're doing a weigh-in for a mixed martial arts fight, which, I mean, the mixed martial arts is obviously pretty popular and stuff, but if they could have had this thing anywhere else except where they had it, and people
yeah,
wouldn't have said boo about it.
right.
But no, they had to have it on the South Lawn or wherever they had it, and just the lack of reverence. I'm just gonna go screw up the reflecting pool, which was reflecting for a reason, so you can see the Washington Memorial right in there, and they
Yeah.
pave over the Rose Garden, which was elegant and great, but
Yeah, no
lack,
respect. No respect.
yeah, no, and maybe it's an indication of something else. I don't know, but yeah, the reflecting pool
Mhm.
effed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Alrighty. Fill it. Keep your trucks filled with gas, my friends. That's the only thing I can recommend.
Yeah.
You want to go to the foreign desk? We had the G7
Yeah.
meeting, which was in Versailles. Oh, apparently the symbolism of Donald Trump signing that agreement, that memorandum of understanding in Versailles, is not lost on people. Which signing things in Versailles has been known to be screwed up and
Uh-huh.
destabilizing. I think after World War I, they signed the Treaty of Versailles, and that ended up being a friggin' disaster. And there's other things that have happened in Versailles that have just ended up being bad. So it was very symbolic that the whole thing was in Versailles, and he no shout out to my pals in Versailles, but, it's got a history of bad deals there, so, anyway, while they were there, apparently, the Prime Minister of Italy,
Mm.
Giorgia Meloni, who's, kind of a Republican right-winger, I wasn't happy when
She's
she
on
got
the
elected.
right. Yeah. Yeah,
I wasn't happy
definitely.
when she got elected, but she's holding firm. She's talking tough, and she's being a leader. And
Mhm.
apparently she was, they've got video of her just being very animated, talking to Trump, ripping him a new one, hopefully. I mean, it's all lost on him, but apparently he said that he lied about this, that she was asking for a photo. He said, "Oh, she was just asking for a photo.
She was
She was
begging.
begging for a photo," and which was a complete lie. And now apparently the foreign minister was supposed to come here in a couple days. Yeah, like tomorrow. He was the Italian
Mhm.
foreign minister, and he canceled that. He said just the insulting, stupid things you said about the prime
Yes.
minister, and I'm not coming. So,
Mhm.
and, like, Italy is one of the last NATO countries that was letting us fly missions out of their
Wow.
territory, I think. So, just the endless, crapping on our allies, is I don't
And
know, man. I
and
don't
not
know.
even crapping on our allies, crapping on herself. Because now what are we gonna do? We don't have a NATO country that will let us fly over their airspace
I might
because he
go.
opened up his big mouth and just his feelings were hurt. His ego was hit,
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna pull it. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they kick us out of NATO.
True.
They're gonna have an emergency meeting. You're
They're
out.
probably just holding on. "Just another 2 years, guys. Just another 2 years, 2.5 years, we can make it."
Yeah, the whole well, I won't say it out loud, but, we all know what we're all waiting around to happen, I guess. So, whether that happens or not, we'll see. But, and then, yeah, and then I mentioned earlier that, Macron, the president of, France, was, shown leading him around on stage. He was kinda wandering around, looked like a doddering old man, and,
Oh
I
god.
suppose Macron looks awesome, energetic and young and stuff, and, so anyway, but, the big thing in Europe is, this massive drone strike that Ukraine unleashed on Moscow, yesterday, I think.
Wow.
Well, check the videos. It's just like every oil refinery is just inflamed there, all this infrastructure stuff, refineries and other kinds of oil tanks and stuff.
Wow, good for
Just
them.
fireballs here, what's going on. Yeah, I mean, the Ukrainians now can get into Russia, man. There was
Yeah.
some sort of financial meeting in St. Petersburg maybe a month and a half ago, and they bombed the thing while they were having the all the finance ministers from all these I don't know exactly what countries, but, and we've mentioned that Putin has been in a bunker now for probably 3 weeks. So, but the
God.
video is kinda jarring, and, I think the tide is turning. The Ukrainians don't necessarily have tanks and stuff where they can necessarily just roll in and take land, but, don't be surprised if, Ukraine starts taking some of their land back here. Maybe they're about to cut off the bridge to Crimea from there's a huge bridge from Russia to Crimea. I think they're about ready to
Wow.
take that out and turn Crimea back into an island that can't get accessed, and then they might be able to get in there, which I think they wanna get that back. They haven't had that for 10, 12 years or something, so,
Right.
um, the tide's kinda turning.
Okay.
I think, Russia might be looking to conscript more people. I know Ukraine
Who's
has been
left? They
yeah, I
killed
don't
everybody.
they're running out of people, so
Yeah.
um, so I mean, Russia still has tanks and stuff, but I mean, Europe has kind of supported Ukraine, and they've just been bulldogs, and they are definitely
Mm.
leading the charge on asymmetric war and the drones,
Yeah.
so check on YouTube, and it is Fireball City there in Moscow.
Wow.
This isn't some
Well,
podunk Russian town
it's
here.
certainly gonna make the Russians sit up because they've been fed a story as well by Putin.
Yeah, yeah, that might be a whole deep dive. We talking the media, but,
Uh,
what's the media's job, but also how the government suppresses media. I mean, us in America, what if you only if you only listen to the media from your own country,
uh-huh.
Russia, Israel, and America here, you don't quite know what's going on, so there's no wonder that these countries go after the media, they go after journalists, they go after media. There's a reason why Trump is trying to bully um, the media here,
Mhm.
and it's working, so,
Yeah.
yeah. So, anyway, that's, we got more war all over the place there, or
Right. So
continued war all over the place.
right. So one thing I think I believe I heard that Trump was going to try to re-engage with Ukraine and support. Didn't he meet with Zelensky or something? He came to the G7, right?
I think yes, I think he was, and, I think they had an unvarnished conversation too too.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is now when Trump is realizing that Zelensky and Ukraine are actually maybe winning, turning things around,
Mhm.
that now he's going back and going, well, maybe we should support Zelensky after all.
Uh, I
Let's
need a
give them
winner.
some weapons. Yeah.
I need a win. He needs a win,
Yeah.
and
I need to be on the
Zelensky's
winning side.
and Zelensky's probably going, "I don't need your shit. I'll just take
He
some
does
dr
not need Trump.
just give me some money," He would
Right.
thank Joe Biden. I know that the neocons and
Get
people
some intel.
America
Yeah.
First people weren't happy with that, but it worked. Biden
Hmm.
planted the seeds, and, now it's growing, now the garden is
Right.
growing there, so
Cool.
Alright, that's all I got, hun.
Wow, this was good. Very actually informative, and there's a lot happening, and there's a lot that's not happening, and
We'll
I'm
finally get some
sure the
action.
saga will continue. Well,
Um,
that's all we have for today. As always, please follow, subscribe, and share with a friend. Any final words, Mike?
Thank you for listening to episode 20.
Episode 20. Take care. Bye.
Bye.